Hola, from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. One more day until Friday. One more day until Friday, y'all. And it's a 3-day weekend for most of us. And but for those of us who are, celebrating, barbecuing, or whatever we're doing this weekend, remember what Monday really is about. Memorial Day is about those who served, who didn't come home. So it's a day to reflect, really. And many of us, unfortunately, have had that in our families with people who didn't come home from some war. And that's rude, son. Some war or some conflict. But I know we're going through this time of this pandemic. And many of the conflicts that are normally going on aren't going on right now, or at least as far as we know. Many are trying to shelter in place, but the world and our country is starting to open back up, ready or not. I don't know if we are ready, but it's happening. And I think this weekend will be a test. Hey, Tatted Hearts. I think this weekend will be a test. I think it'll be a test for a lot of people. I really do. Now me, myself, and those who have been quarantining with me, we will not be at the beach. Now, we probably will do a few outdoor activities, and we may congregate with a select few folk. But for the most part, we're not going to be any place that's crowded or that we can't practice social distancing, for sure. And every time we step out the door, mask up. That needs to be everybody's policy on a go-for basis for the foreseeable future. Mask up. Because they are already seeing mutations. Didn't I tell y'all? That this virus was going to mutate? And it's mutating. Now, I don't know if they're seeing them in this country, but they're seeing them in China. And not in the province where this started. Not in the Wuhan province. So we all knew that China was lying when they said that they no longer had anything going on. They're just in the next wave, I guess. The mutation. So, and that would make sense for them to see that first. But here's what doesn't make sense. The fact that the United States, that only holds 5%, 5%, hey Darren, of the world's population, has the most cases. I'll let that sink in. Based on our numbers and our population, you know, the 5%, we're number one. This is not something we want to be number one at. Hey, you Rants. I subscribe. Have you gotten up to 20 supporters yet, you? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. I've been looking to see if this fool would say anything, but yeah, okay. I don't get it. He's just being dumb. Maybe he heard your rap. Because DOD reposted it. Maybe he heard the rap. I wouldn't. He's not going to get... I wouldn't even give him any energy. I mean, look at the person's lifestyle. Look at their lifestyle versus what they say their lifestyle is. You know, I wouldn't give them any, because here's the thing. Supporting, hey, Matt. If you're done with them, be done with them. Don't help him towards his monetization. You need to be worrying, you know, with his drama. There's so much drama going on around YouTube. I was one of the mukbangers that I follow. Well, she does mukbangs and then she does gossip. She kind of does a bunch of different stuff. She apparently is fixing to send somebody to jail. Over posting her mama on, what's that website? Lipstick Alley. And she happens to work, I guess, in the legal field. And has proof that someone went and pulled her information, it appears, and has been cyber stalking her, but has said that she's doing the same thing to them. Does this sound familiar to y'all? It seems to be a running theme around here. People cyber stalk one person and then they cry out and say, no, they're doing it to me. But I must say that this particular YouTuber, content creator, the way she handled it, I could tell she was really pissed off. But she tried to keep herself professional. She tried not to curse this woman out like she really wanted to. You know, because she's a monetized channel. And I don't think I'm not sure if I don't think the other YouTuber is monetized, but it's just a bunch of mess going on. We know that they're lying. We know that they're lying. Uppity, we know they're lying. You know they're lying. Most of YouTube knows that they're lying. They've been proven to be liars. And my personal opinion is that the situation is really beneath you. And this is what they want. They want to feed off of you, because here's the thing. Your reputation has been brought back to life. You have come out on top. Even though whatever's going on, they're doing whatever they want to do. It's all deflection, gaslighting, you know. Typical sociopathic behavior, in my opinion. Let me say that. And it's crazy to me the grown people over the age of 40 are doing all this crap. And I'm not just talking about them, because the people involved in that other situation that I just explained to you, where it's a similar thing where somebody's being cyber stalked, but the person who's doing the stalking is saying that they're being stalked. Everybody's over the age of 40. Don't get it. And of course, in that situation, same thing. The person who's claiming they're the victim and not really the victim has time to be on YouTube all day long, going from chat to chat, causing chaos. And what's the point? I really think a lot of these people right now, because a lot of people are at home, even if they're working from home, and they have an audience, because more people have been tuning into YouTube. So they have people to listen to their rants and their foolishness. That's what I think. I mean, and it's happening at all levels of YouTube. Because a friend of mine, well, a YouTuber who I mod for, there's a bigger YouTuber, is now in some mess. There's something going on between her and Lovely T. You know, and part of this situation, Lovely T struck her channel because she doesn't really care for this particular person. But then someone else did the exact same thing that this YouTuber did, and she didn't strike their channel. And it all had to do, you know, with all that mess going on a couple of weeks ago between Meek at Night and Tasha K that Lovely T was involved in, literally, because so, you know, you got that situation going on. And that's what I'm saying. It just is all over Black YouTube. It's just all over Black YouTube. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of the situations are sisters. Yeah, there's brothers out there tripping, but a lot of the situations are sisters. In a lot of these situations, it's the supporters who are edging the situations on. Because the situation between Josie Beauty and Lovely T happened because of one of Lovely T's supporters jumping their butt in comments and into Jovi's live stream talking trash. You know, knowing that the two don't care for each other. So now they're instead of them both being content creators, they're both now content for other content creators. And so, yeah, I understand you don't want to be somebody else's content. But these people are still crying about stuff that they, from what the evidence has shown me, caused. And they're blaming everybody else. And it appears to me to be a sinking ship. That's my opinion. I don't really deal with them. You know? Hey, Sunray. You know, it does no good. So I don't even bother with that foolishness. I mean, I'll listen because really I've listened because here's the thing. I had heard all of the people who were really the victims. I had heard their side and I believed them long ago. But when all of the stuff started playing out in that situation with you, Uppity, it was like finally, you know, hopefully there's some closure and hopefully now everybody can, you know, do what they do. You've gotten yourself out of their algorithm for the most part. And they're just trying to pull you back into their own mess because nobody's trying to deal with it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, you got over your 1K, so now you just need to grind out to get your hours because you have something to say that has nothing to do with that nonsense. You know, and that's the whole thing with all of these crazy situations is that the person who is truly the one doing all the mess, they're pulling people that actually have stuff that they could be doing that is much more powerful and much more positive and productive in the content that they can be creating. Now, I know that, you know, Uppity only gives this, you know, attention every once in a while because for the most part, she, you know, is producing her content. That's how she got to 1K, you know, and she has, when she does her live streams, I mean, she's had live streams where she's had a good number of people in there. So she's doing the things that she needs to do. She's sticking to content, things that are good for her. They do. And it's like some people just need drama to draw people to their chat. I guess that's how they want to grow. And some of us don't want to grow. Some of us, that's not the way we're growing. You know, all of us could blow up if we just jumped into, jumped off the porch and got into every beef and we're messy. But that is a distraction from whatever it is that you really came to YouTube to do. It really, really is. I'm here, to talk about, life as a caregiver, to talk about the things that I've learned being a caregiver for someone on the autism spectrum, and to share, whatever I continue to learn, with other people, so that people are aware about the things that happen once our kids are no longer children. So what would I look like jumping off the porch and jumping into every piece of drama? Crazy is what I'd look like, and I'm not crazy. So, and as you guys well know, I have a life off of YouTube. Hey, Raining Woman, what's up, sis? Exactly. Anybody getting pulled into? I want Uppity to just jump out of that stuff. Let that sinking ship sink. She has been vindicated. She put a little funny rap out there, which I'm sure pissed them off. It's funny, and she got bars. FYI, she got bars. So it's funny, and they mad. But she said what she said. And that's the thing, Matt. The people that I'm supporting, people are pulling them into beef and starting beefs with them. They weren't in beefs, but somebody needs attention. And in many of the situations, the person who's screaming victim, is the one doing all of the stuff, and they're clout chasing. It's like, so you think jumping into beef all the time is going to make you popular on YouTube? I mean, what is this, high school? Do we not have another purpose for being on here? I mean, because there's a beef sector, and they do what they do very well. If that's what you want to do, just go over there, be over there with them. But maybe you can't survive in that part of YouTube, and so you decide to cause havoc in all other parts of YouTube. I'm just saying, getting people off track, getting people off focus, getting them off of what it is that they're really here for, with nonsense. Just sending people down rabbit holes. But as I said, the one YouTuber that I was talking about at the beginning of the show, and shouts out Raining Woman, I believe she's in your neck of the woods. I believe she's in Houston. YouTuber Love and Gossip, who I follow. Yeah, she fixing to send somebody to jail. For showing pictures of her mama and other stuff, posting it out, I guess, on the Lipstick Alley thing. She ain't playing. And apparently the people who did it got some friends who ain't really their friends, or who see their foolishness, and gave her a heads up and sent a whole bunch of information to her to help her to, take legal action for cyber stalking. And apparently, there's a cyber, unit with the police department there for just this kind of stuff. I didn't know that. Oh, you used to be in that part of YouTube? That's what I'm saying. These people clearly can't hang in the real beef sector. So they bring in the beef, or their version of it over here. But yeah, I heard that it's rough over there. I heard there's even a part of YouTube that's just for the trolls. They have their own community. So, I mean, maybe all these people who continue to dox people who are not on YouTube, maybe they can have their own little community over somewhere else too. And let those of us who are here to do content, I mean, and really feel that we have a purpose on here, just do what we do. And y'all go on y'all merry way. That's all. It's and I hate to see these folks pulling, uppity back into that. It's a sinking ship. It's a lost cause. Let them do whatever it is they over there doing. Continue to spin narratives and whatever else it is that they want to do. Because I think ignoring them and just acting like they don't exist is a better solution at this point. Oh, I know they do much more than that over in the beef sector. They do a whole lot more than that over there. But see, here's the thing. What people don't understand is that over in that sector, they orchestrate a lot of those things to get views between the two so that they can build their channels. A lot of that stuff is orchestrated. Meanwhile, these fools are doing things that can get them put in jail. Because I don't think that, she's playing. Adults do have to be adults, but unfortunately, we have people on this platform, who do not emotionally operate as adults, or at least as adults of whatever age they happen to be. They could be in their 40s and they're operating like a 20-something-year-old, because that's just where they are. I don't know, maybe they're stunted emotionally and they just are stuck in that place and have never developed up to what they should be in, as they get older. I'm not sure. No one makes it over 700 subs. Wow. Oh, is that how they be doing it? I don't know. Oh, you talking about in the beef sector? That might be how they do it. Let's see. I know someone who was in the gaming sector, and teenager, so not even an adult, but this particular gamer, every time he got to 800, he would lose subs. We could watch it happen. It's like people would get him there and then they would take away their support. And it took him forever, but he's finally, I think he's over 1K. But it took him forever. It's hard, now that, they don't really have what you would consider the growth streams anymore. They now have love streams. People have to be more authentic. And, it's more about, you might get, a couple of supporters going and networking them and everything. But really, it's going to be as you continue to grow your channel. You know, for some of us, it's just it takes longer. I mean, you know, you've got people that blow up automatically, you know, and that's great for them, but that's not everybody's, you know, road. The algorithm, gods do not smile on all of us like that. Wow, that's crazy. Over there, that's just some hating, you know. That's just some hating. Don't let nobody get over 700, so they make sure nobody gets to 1K, so no one can possibly get monetized. You know, but again, a lot of the people in the beef sector, they're not in it to get monetized. First of all, because they know that whatever it is that they're doing on their channels is not ad friendly, and you got to be ad friendly, you know, to work with, you know, to get the AdSense stuff. Now, granted, you can get monetized and, you know, live off of super chat, which is really what most people do. They live off the super chats, I guess, or they, you know, what I'm saying is that's how they, you know, make their quota of the minimum that you have to make is really through the super chats. But as channels get bigger and they get, you know, I guess bigger ad things, and it really just depends on what kind of ads hit your channel. You know, I'm hoping, you know, because my content is primarily around autism, that's in one of the sectors where, you know, they get the higher assets, because it depends on what kind of content you're putting out as to what kind of, you know, how they decide to place ads, and really what they put in as the amount per asset. It's crazy how they do it. Hey, all in the family. How are you? Hello, problem child. How are you? Oh, okay. I got you, Adelina. Thank you for letting me know it's you. All is well. All is well. Just, you know, really just enjoying a Thursday evening in the chat with you guys. We're not really talking about much, you know. Terry Nkrumah Toure, I think, is having some issues still with his devices, you know. So if he doesn't come in tonight, because we're already at halfway through my normal hour, then we'll probably do the that on tomorrow night, which is fine with me, because on a Friday night I might be able to stay on a little longer, because I don't have to go to work in the morning on Saturday. But I've been really, really excited, because we're getting closer and closer to the filming, you know, of this production that I'm doing. And even though we're in, you know, a pandemic situation with people, you know, staying at home a lot and not doing a lot of socializing and not really being out there, I'm excited about us doing this, because, you know, even though we're doing this, you guys do know that all the Hollywood talk shows, everybody, television shows, they're all trying to figure out how they're going to get back into production. You know, our little production is nothing. You know, we are literally, you know, going to do it at someone's house, you know, which means you don't have to get all those permits. Because if you're going to be filming out on the streets in Los Angeles, you must have a permit. So we won't be doing any of that. They may, you know, I'm sure they'll pretty much put some footage in there that shows, you know, streets and everything. But the story does take place in Los Angeles. I just think it'll be really nice to be able to do something creative, during this time and get something out there. Oh, no worries, no worries. But it's supposed to be warm here this weekend, and then it's supposed to cool down. It's supposed to get really warm for the weekend, which to me means that's just going to give people excuses to try to bum rush the beach. And going on the beach here is limited right now. At least in the county that I live in California. Let's just say it from that perspective. And, I see people that are talking about having, parties. Please don't have a big party. People are already shooting off fireworks, by the way. Must be a California thing. Because that was never something that was going on when I grew up in Washington, D.C. But they've been shooting them off for weeks. And I have a question. In the middle of what's going on, where the hell are they getting these fireworks from? Did they have them stored up in their houses from last year? Or did they literally find some place that they could actually go and get some when the 4th of July is not for another, month and a half? But I was outside, just getting some air the other night after I did a broadcast, and yeah, I could see the fireworks hitting up in the sky. Hey, two travel and tours, how are you? Thank you for coming through. Yes, we sure did recently connect. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, this is my my nightly live streams. We just generally just have a not so random chat. We just kind of talk about whatever. Sometimes I will have another content creator come on and share some things, but most times it's just me running my mouth for an hour. I was actually in a silent stream earlier today during the day, and I might actually do one of those during the day. I never even thought about doing that during the day, when I'm at work, because I could, you type into the chat and do one of those, do a silent stream. I guess I could do it like from my phone, because I'm not near my laptop during the day, and I guess I could do it with like the bubbles or something, and you guys just see the screen. I can do one of those. I probably will do those, as I get closer on my hours. I'm working on it though. I am working on it. Just looking to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I know, that's the thing. That's why I call it not so random, because it starts out random, but it ends up not being that random at all. Yeah, that's why I call it not so random chat, because it always ends up being about something, especially with all the stuff that's going on in the world now. I mean, we all know that even with things, things are slowly opening back up. I mean, I think their stores are starting to open up with curbside. And then I think that within the next couple of weeks, people will be able to go into some stores, in limited numbers other than the grocery stores. But it's just really not going to be like it was before. With concerts, with going to plays, to Broadway, for those, in New York, going to shows in Vegas. Not going to happen for a while. I mean, you even have a theater scene in up, I believe in Minnesota, Minneapolis area, the Midwest. So, I mean, you've got different areas where they've got, this different types of entertainment that will be going on, and I know for those of you, who maybe like to go to the adult or the gentlemen's clubs, yeah, those are closed right now too. You poor babies. Because you can't do the social distancing up in there. I wonder how they're going to open those back up. Then wonder how that's going to work. Opening back up the gentlemen's club. And that's a nice way of calling, talking about this, strip joints. But I wonder how that's going to work. Because, every city has theirs. Every city's got theirs. And they're not on the list in this, this second round that's going on right now. But I wonder how that's going to work. I hear they have great food at some of the ones that are in the ATL. Heard that from friends of mine that live there. And they were like, those are, even though they are adult entertainment clubs, that a lot of business gets done in them, while they're in there. I guess. I don't know. The industry that I'm in conducts their business on the golf course, which people can do now. Are we going to use our words? Okay. But I'm not on camera yet. I'm still not on camera, you see? Mommy's not on camera. I'll call you over when I'm getting ready to get on camera. That's right. You have to use your words. You got a baritone voice, so you need to use words. For those who are in the chat who do not know, that is my son, who is an adult with autism. He is verbal, as you can hear, but he talks the way he wants to talk. And he doesn't talk unless he wants to talk. That's his way. But we're working on it. Because all those words are inside of him. We just need to get them to come on out. We just need him to share them with the rest of us. It's great in the clubs in Florida too. That's what I'm saying. See, I mean, y'all know it's been a minute since DC has been to a strip joint, a strip club. But the last time that I went to one, their food wasn't all that good. But that's not what this particular part of the country is known for. Oh yeah, today's Red Nose Day. Did anybody do red noses today? Today's Red Nose Day. The red nose thing in the USA. They do it here. I know they do it in the UK. I usually post a picture of me and my son with our red noses on Red Nose Day. And I didn't get a chance to do that today because I was busy. They were doing car washes outside. Well, that's a good way to make some money. And they can do social distancing with the drive-through car washing. Yeah, because I heard car washes are starting to open back up. I know here, initially they had only the self-service car washes, but now they're opening up the ones that humans are doing the washing as well as the machine operated ones. No worries, Terry. I was wondering if you were coming. I was on time. I was on time tonight. Do you want to come up and start, or do you want to do it tomorrow? It's up to you. No, you can come up. Let's see, what time is it? It's 10:19. Yeah, maybe we should do it tomorrow because I've been on for like 45 minutes. So yeah, because I want you to be able to get the whole thing out. And then tomorrow night I can stay on. I can stay on later. I can make it more than an hour. I don't mind because it's a Friday night. Because and the reason I'm trying to keep these like around an hour is because remember what I talked about with you is that I want to once we have finished doing all of them, then I'm going to take them and put them into a playlist all by themselves in a series. That's just specifically, these particular ones. I mean, they can be in multiple playlists, but I'm going to make a playlist just with those. And so I don't want you to be rushed tonight. That's not fair to you. And I want to be, respectful of the information that you have for us. And since it's like, I've been on for like almost 50 minutes now. Yeah, I want to be a respecter of it. But tomorrow night, I don't think that there should be anything keeping me from getting on by 9:30. There wasn't anything to keep me from getting on by 9:30 tonight. So I should be able to get on by 9:30, and then, whatever, whenever you can get in here after that, we can, just get into it from there. Because this is some good information, and that's why I'm going to, I want to put it into its own like playlist on my channel. And then people had told me there's some way that I guess I can like put something on my channel to make people to feature your channel. I just have to figure out how to do it, because I want to do that as it relates to this. And I'm hoping that will start to, draw more people to your channel. So as you start to go live more, Terry, that more people will hear your message. Because we all have a different message to get out there. And it's just a shame that, there's so many of us that have this stuff, and YouTube has taken away some of the tools that were helping a lot of people to grow. Now, I was fortunate because I grinded from August to November and got to 1K. Now, from that 1K, to where I am now, which is, between around 1740 something, almost up to 1750. But it's been hard to get each 100 from that, just trying to get to the 2K. However, I'm not as, broken up about that, because I see that there's other channels that, have, once they got to 1K, they just focused on their watch hours, and they're getting monetized. And it doesn't really matter, how many subscribers I have, getting to that 4,000 hours, as long as I, keep it over the 1K. And I don't think I'm going to have a problem doing that. I hope I'm at least a little interesting so that people will want to come back. And I hope that the content that I put out in my vlogs about autism, is I try to put it out in a way that other people can understand it, in layman's terms, the way that I understand it, because I really think that, it's easier that way. People don't want to hear all like the medical jargon and everything. They want to know about it, but they really want to know, the real meat and potatoes. And I think as a parent and someone who's had to, caregive for someone on the spectrum who's now almost 25 years old, I'm an expert on my child. And so I tell you about my experiences and the things that I've seen with him, and then also the things that I've seen with other people on the spectrum that I've come in contact with through being a caregiver for my son. Oh, thank you, Terry. I know I'm just, hey, Maria. Thank you for coming. I'm just, doing me, bringing myself, here authentically. And I know I'm not for everybody, because everybody doesn't want to hear what I'm talking about in my live streams. Everybody doesn't want to hear what I'm talking about in my vlogs, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I know there's somebody out there who wants to see what I'm talking about, and I know there's more than the number of people that I have as supporters, but the other people don't know about me. So it's my job. My job as a content creator to continue to grind, putting out good content so that people will continue to see it and more people will start to see me pop up in their recommendations, because I've gotten myself solidly in the autism thing, because all of my videos hashtag have something about autism. All of my vlogs are hashtag autism vlog, because that happens to be the highest hashtag in the autism community for whatever reason, because most of us, I guess, are doing vlogs because a lot of the people are parents, and even the those on the spectrum that are doing their vlogs about their life as being an individual with autism, for whatever reason, that seems to be the one that gets the highest hit. So I started putting that in my things. I still put Autism Mom in there, but I'm putting those in there to push myself up in the algorithm as I grow. Oh, did they? Well, actually, last month was Autism Awareness Month. And April 2nd is World Autism Awareness Day. So the month of April, and a lot of places do big autism events during the month of April, but because of what's been going on in the world, there were a lot of virtual events last month. There were a lot of virtual events, but I think that in October, they have they do a lot of autism events as well. So maybe, some of the stuff that wasn't done in April might make it in October, because they normally have an autism walk. Like in Southern California, they have two ones. One's at the Rose Bowl. That's the one that's usually in April doing Autism Awareness Month. But then there's another one that happens later in the year in Orange County. And they usually do that one in October. So those are the two. And then I think there's one down in San Diego County, but I don't remember when they do it. But we used to do the autism walk every year when my son was growing up. Now that he's an adult, we've done it a few times. We were going to do it this year, but we see what happened. I know, I know. I did one video, and I thought about that like yesterday when I was making lasagna. I'm thinking I should you know I should put a video of when I'm cooking and stuff. So I just got to figure out how to figure out how to set everything up in the kitchen and stuff, and then maybe do some videos of myself and my son cooking, things that he cooks with me, because he can fry chicken. So just do some of the things that he and I cook together. So I thought about that, Matt. I have. I just have to figure out, how to set everything up in the kitchen to do it, because we don't have a big kitchen. That's her. That is her. That's her backup channel. I'm not sure if she's in here, Terry, because apparently, those people we're doing a live stream, and we're mentioning her. But we tried to tell her just to ignore the ignorance, because they're on a losing, they're just about some dumb stuff. I mean, there's no respect for I have no respect for a man that constantly calls women who are supposedly supporters and everything out of their name all the time. It's just crazy to me. And I know he's not the only one. Trust me. I don't jump down in any of those people's channels, because I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I don't happen to be a garden tool, and I most definitely am not a female pregnant dog. I'm not. And that's the whole point, Terry. That's my whole point. I'm like, this is what I'm saying to Uppity. You have been vindicated. Everyone knows you're telling the truth. You don't even need to do anything else. Personally, to me, the little her little lacing of lyrics that she put up yesterday, that was reposted by DOD, that was her icing and cherry on top, because she has bars, and she said what she said right. And I'm like, just move on. Don't even give these people energy, because then they think you care and you don't. They've been so exposed. Yeah, they do. I think that is, but the thing is that my opinion is that they brought this stuff on themselves. I personally don't see the point of pretending. I personally think that situation, that they allegedly are in, could have been capitalized on, like other YouTubers have capitalized on similar situations. The YouTuber I pointed out to you guys before, Tanya TKO, and her channel supported her through the entire thing, and she was living in a car at one point. She now has. She's an RVer, but she's not part of the RV life community on YouTube. She's part of the Black YouTube community. I don't think they're fooling anyone other than the people who want to be fooled. The people who want to ignore the stuff. And I think just as Cookie said, you know, people will ignore it until it happens to them, until they do something to them. You know, it's just funny that a lot of the stuff, you know, that the chick said about herself, I know someone who was a CFA. You know, my family is Afro-Cubano. Okay? And my dad speaks fluent Spanish. You know, his Spanish is you know, so good that when he was living here in California, because, you know, these people didn't know, they just see black. They don't know. You know, and we don't have a Spanish last name. We have an Irish last name. Look it up. Them Irish from over there in Cuba. Smoozing around. But my dad, until they just did the second closure of Cuba, had been to Cuba twice during the time that we were able to go back into the country. And he hadn't been in that country since 1958 when they shut it down. But he used to go every summer with my grandfather. You know, like, and in my family, it's always been, it was always a big secret that we were Afro-Cuban. It was always a secret. Wasn't talked about a whole lot. I just thought my family was crazy giving us, you know, Hispanic names. I just thought they were crazy, you know, because, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, you know, Black people do that all the time. We will name our child Juan. You know, we will give our child a Spanish name. But those of us, you know, many in the diaspora, you know, where the boats went, you know, south, they all have those Spanish names, you know, so it's no big deal. But it was explained as we got older, so we knew. I still don't know the real reason why it was a secret. My guess is because, you know, everybody in Cuba is communist, whether they are or not. You know what I mean? And maybe that was probably why. You know, because we Black, we didn't need to be at that time be listed as a communist, especially because my dad was, you know, in college. Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, those are public records. I mean, it's a lot of people have had to do it. A lot of people had to, you know, had to do it during the time of the Big Short. You know, a lot of people did that to save their homes and stuff. So it's like, you know, but that's what happens when you go after other people and start putting their stuff out there. Now your stuff starts getting put out there. So it's like, don't do it if you don't want it to be done to you. You know, I mean, I've given a lot of information about myself if people ever listen. But see, the thing is that the name I go by on YouTube is what people know me by. They know me as DC, or they know the Purple Diva. That's not just something that's on YouTube. You know, am I the only purple diva? Absolutely not. That's why I'm DC the Purple Diva. That's why it's DC, to distinguish me. But like for me, Terry, I started when I found out, that this person had claimed that they had worked with special needs adults, when I think that's not really what they did, but that's what they said they did. But the way that they talk about people, and always are talking about somebody's on the short bus, always talking about, people with neurodiversities in such a negative manner, or putting neurodiversities on people as an insult. Yeah. It just shows me the ignorance that you do really have, and that clearly that was a lie. Clearly that wasn't a lie. I don't know who that lie was for, but it was a lie. They have a lot of time on their hands, and I don't know. Hey, I don't have any problem with, sitting down and thinking about what I want to put on my channel. I'm not going around the internet and finding other content that's already out there and just putting it back up. Now, I may go look at content that's on the internet to do my own content and use it as a source, but I know how to do my own content. Like when I did the vlog on autism in Africa. Of course, I went and looked up information, but then I got on camera and said my own words, and gave the information. I didn't give y'all a slideshow. Now, a slideshow is always nice and everything, and sometimes you can do the voiceovers, but I don't have a problem with getting on camera on certain things, and that was something I felt was important for me to get on camera. So I did. And I get on camera for most of my vlogs. I've done a few lately where they've been voiceovers, but that's been like the spoken word, or if it was about a specific topic where it wasn't necessary for me to be on camera and I really wanted to show pictures as examples of what I was talking about, then those are the ones where, yeah, it'll be a voiceover. Yeah, man. I listen to the stuff that these people say. I listen, and hey, I don't know if the chick is Afro-Cuban. I don't really care. But if she's not and she lied about it, I'm like, why? Why would you lie about it? And my father does speak 5 languages. He does speak 5 languages. He speaks English. He speaks Spanish. He speaks French. He speaks Italian, and he speaks Portuguese. And he's trying to learn German right now, so he can know 6 at age 81. But he's known 5 for years, because my dad, as I said, as a kid, he went to Cuba all the time. His dad, my grandfather, spoke fluent Spanish, and he made sure both my dad and his brother spoke fluent Spanish. My dad and my uncle did not do a good job of making sure that their children, us, spoke fluent Spanish. I used to speak it fluently. I can still speak it pretty good, but I damn sure understand it. I damn sure understand it. So, and I definitely understand the dialects that are mixed around here, because where I am, you have people that are from Mexico, from Honduras, from El Salvador, Venezuela, Peru, Panama, Costa Rica. But English is the first language in Costa Rica, but they do speak Spanish. Yeah, I do. I think that a lot of people are doing that, but see, the thing is that everybody's not good at doing that kind of content. And see, like right now, when we're in this current situation, they don't have a whole lot of celebrity news to get out there. And so now other YouTubers are the content for those channels. And that's why I think some of these beefs are starting up, because it's getting people, it's getting them followers when they're covering the beefs. But I don't know. That's not even my lane. I mean, yeah, I look at what celebrities do and everything. I mean, heck, I am stoked. I'm like over the moon that Candy Burris won the Masked Singer. I knew it was her. We all knew it was her, but I'm glad that she won. And I'm sure those Real Housewives of Atlanta are going to be hating even more. Especially Miss Nene Leakes, because she's jealous as hell of Candy. But she's mad because Real Housewives of Atlanta has allowed Candy to do whatever she wants. She was able to do the Big Brother Celebrity House. Now she went and did the Masked Singer, and she's getting ready to be on The Shy season 3. And I didn't know Candy could sing like that, y'all. I mean, I knew she could sing, but I didn't know her range was as much as it is. And I think that show put her in a good place. She already dropped a single. She dropped a dance track yesterday, and it's already up to number 5 on the dance tracks on iTunes. She's very, very talented, but people had got her in her head about her singing talent, about whether she was a good singer. So she thought that maybe she should just stay back and just write the songs and let other people sing everything. But after winning the Masked Singer, and she's the first female, because the last 2 were guys, but it doesn't seem like anybody who's not Black is going to win. And then the frog, you guys, was Bow Wow. I think this was the best thing that could have happened for Bow Wow, because he needed to switch his image up. He needed people to get back to remembering his talent versus remembering that he's a 30-something-year-old man who doesn't know how to control his temper. So it was really good for him. The turtle was Jesse McCarthy, the blonde-haired dude. But I'm glad that Candy won. I know she's gonna use this to make her more money, because that's what Candy does. But let me come on camera so you guys can see me, because I'm about to get off of here, because tomorrow's the last day of my work week, and I am so ready for this 3-day weekend. Let me come on Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I really do. Tomorrow, we will have Nakuma Tore come up, and we will do what I've been promising y'all all week. Our thing on the PLO. I don't want him to be rushed when he gets up here. That's why I didn't think it was fair to do it when we were already so far into the time on here, because I don't like to make these lives too long, because people are not going to look at a live if you make them too long. And so I try to keep them down to an hour or less, down to an hour, really, around an hour, so that somebody can listen to it, or they can just let it run and play, or whatever, however they want to do it. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, beginning of a 3-day weekend for all of us. We need to all stay well. We need to continue our social distancing and just be safe. But until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I will see you guys tomorrow. TGIF. Bye, everybody.